Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Just Say Guay. I'm your host, George Guay. Today I'm joined by Adam Tulloch, who is a pitcher for West Virginia University and is currently playing in the Cape Cod Baseball League for the Chatham Anglers. Adam, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, George. Nice to be on here.
Yeah, so how's 2021 been for you, man? It's a season that was filled with protocols at West Virginia. You're playing in the greatest summer baseball league you can at your level. You get drafted by one of the most historic franchises in the history of this sport. How's it all been?
It's sure been it's been a roller coaster. Lots of ups and lots of downs. The season kind of just with COVID and all that stuff. It was hard, and it was hard on a lot of different colleges, a lot of different athletes out there. This summer has kind of been a little a little break from that. It's been great. I've been looking forward to coming up to the Cape for past couple of years now. I was supposed to be up here last year, and it got it got canceled because of COVID. So to be able to come up here this year, and being in Chatham, they say it's one of the best places to play in the Cape, and I completely agree. I mean, it's like paradise here.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So obviously, to get here, you have to have a great baseball path. You were born in Canada. You're a dual citizen. However, you moved to Florida. How much did that help your baseball upbringing?
I would say a lot. I mean, I would go up to Canada when I was growing up. I would play the summers in Canada. I would play summer ball in Canada, and I was able to see the difference between the competition levels between the two. And in Florida, it's just you're playing baseball year round, so it's a lot more intense. You got kids that they understand who you're competing against. You realize that you're competing against guys from other countries that literally all they know is baseball, and then you have to do better than they do, because once you get to pro ball, I mean, there's no, oh well, he's from America, so he's going to play more. It's no, like he's better than he is, so he's going to play. You know what I mean? So that was kind of the one thing that I got to see. I got to see the difference between the way that people worked, and there's definitely some great baseball in Canada, but Florida is just kind of a whole different league.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why, a lot of the top players definitely come from, that part of the world. So one thing I was wondering, you mentioned still going back to Canada to play baseball. Did you remain a Canadian sports fan? Are you a Florida sports fan? Are you mixed? How does that work?
I'd say I'm pretty mixed. For baseball, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays guy. I love the Toronto Blue Jays growing up. Everything else, I mean, it's kind of mixed. I'm a Heat guy when it comes to basketball. I love the Heat. The Raptors won it a few years ago, so I had to really support the Raptors. But for the most part, yeah, kind of just switches. Doesn't really differ between the two.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with either. And I'm not a Blue Jays fan, growing up in Boston, but I am a huge Vladdy Junior fan. And I think that he's really going to be the face of baseball for the next many years with Shohei Ohtani. So you played at a lot of colleges before. You played a couple colleges, excuse me, before going to West Virginia. Take me through that process, and what was the leading factor that made you want to go to West Virginia?
I always had a dream of playing D1 baseball. That was my goal, and I went to junior college to hopefully get the opportunity to play professional baseball. And with COVID, it shortened the draft up to 5 rounds, so kind of just missed that. And looked at my options, and West Virginia. I mean, they had the facilities were great, the coaching seemed great, so it seemed kind of like it would be a good fit for me. So decided to go there.
Yeah, so after, getting to West Virginia, it seems like you've been all over the place to play baseball. That's something that if you want to get to the level you're at, you're going to have to play in many different places. Did you have a favorite place that you've played all
along? I would have to say probably in this spring, my favorite place to play was probably either Texas, probably Texas, or our home ballpark. I loved playing at home. I thought we had a really nice stadium, but Texas was just different. I mean, it's Texas. You know, they got the fans, and their stadium's pretty nice. So that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I bet. And that leads to my next question. You know, the recent news with Texas and Oklahoma that they're going to move out of the Big 12, move into the SEC. What are your thoughts on that? Because that's huge for the conference, for the SEC especially, but, you know, it really takes a big hit on the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, you see teams move around all the time, you know, between different conferences. Even West Virginia, they were in the Big East, I'm pretty sure, until, you know, 2010 or 2012 or something like that. So, you know, it happens. You know, people move conferences all the time. It kind of, you know, you see the SEC is kind of taking over as a powerhouse in different sports. And, you know, it is what it is, but there's plenty of other conferences out there. And, I mean, even if you look at baseball from a baseball aspect of it, I mean, the ACC, the SEC, the Pac-12, you know, the Big 12, they're all going to have, you know, even the Big 10, they're all going to have really good prospects. Any conference is going to have good prospects. It's just the kind of amount of them. And, you know, the SEC for the most part generally tends to have the most. But there's always going to be talent everywhere. You know, even at D2, I saw some guys at D2 that could have 100% played at SEC schools. But they liked it. They liked how D2 was done, and they liked the competition there, and they liked the school. So, you know, they stayed.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I think that's something that you notice, especially in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Everyone's coming from everywhere, and it makes you realize, like you said, talent is everywhere. So, last question about West Virginia is, what are you guys trying to build upon going into next season, knowing especially now that, you know, you guys have a normal off season, which is something that you didn't have at all last year?
Yeah, well, I'm transferring from West Virginia. So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's, you know, I
Where are
don't
you
really
going
know.
to?
I'm going to Arizona State for next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I actually met the new coach at Arizona State at one of the Cape League games. And he said he was trying to recruit a lot of the people that had the option to transfer. So congratulations on that. So what are you looking forward to actually with Arizona State?
Pretty much exactly. I mean, Coach Bloomquist, I got the chance to meet him up here, and he seemed like a great guy. I mean, he's definitely has a good direction for the program. And even Coach Peraz, I got the chance to speak with him over the phone. And same thing. I mean, they're both new coaches for the program. I think they have a very good foundation to build off of. And I think they're going to do some very good things, especially this year, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you can't go wrong going out there in Arizona. Definitely one of the best in terms of facilities, and, you know, you can't go wrong with the Pac-12. So how do you think this summer will help you going into Arizona State, you know, knowing that you're going up against the best hitters in the country?
Hopefully tremendously. I mean, that's kind of why you come up here, is to play against the best of the best. I mean, I don't think that there anything really compares to the Cape in terms of talent. And I mean, even the guys on our team, I mean, this is definitely one of the best teams that I've ever played for. So I hope, you know, having a good summer up here will kind of put me in a good position for next year. And, you know, especially with school ball, I mean, there's a lot of things to learn up here too. Our pitching coach up here, Coach Cookie, Dennis Cook, he's great. He's fantastic. The way that he conducts his pitchers and the way that he communicates with us is fantastic. You know, he treats us all as individuals when we're throwing, and you know, when we're not throwing, it's like you're talking to you know, a friend kind of thing, and it's really great.
Yeah, it's definitely the type of coach you want in your corner, the one that's going to make you better and, you know, get you to the next level. So obviously we're communicating, you know, on a Zoom call on an off day, but I bet for you guys it doesn't really feel like an off day, knowing, you know, how close the standings are. You guys got 6 games left. How intense is these last couple of weeks and going into the last stretch of the regular season?
Really not too bad. I mean, it's pretty relaxed around. I mean, I think we know that we have a job to do, and this seemed really good. We've been saying it the whole year that we're really good, and it's just a matter of kind of getting hot at the right times. And we've had a lot of games where, you know, the pitching will allow in a few runs, and the hitting will take off, and they'll score a few runs, and we'll lose a high scoring game by, just a little bit. And then, the next day will come out and the pitching will do really good. And then, the other team's pitching does really well. And then you lose 2-1. That's kind of just baseball. That's kind of just how it plays out sometimes. But hopefully the tide is kind of turning and things are starting to look our way. And I think they will. I was saying yesterday, Tom's got TH has a pretty cool way of bringing things together at the end of the season. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, for sure. And it should be an exciting last week of the regular season. So one thing I wanted to ask at the end was, coming into the draft, you were drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Was that one of the teams that you spoke to? And, what was it? How did it feel when you knew that you were drafted by the Dodgers?
It was pretty surreal. I mean, it's something that some kid dreams about, their whole life. It's a moment that I've dreamed of forever. And to get picked up by a team by the Dodgers, I mean, that's just unreal. My favorite pitcher growing up was always Clayton Kershaw, and he's had a historic career with the Dodgers, and it was pretty special. It was a moment that I'll never forget, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. You came up to the Chatham Anglers to make many memories, and you had something, that happened kind of outside of the league, which was the MLB Draft, and it's definitely a summer you'll never forget. So, Adam, thanks for coming on my sports show. Hopefully, I wish you guys the best of luck the rest of the season with the Anglers, and we'll stay in touch.
Awesome. Thank you, George.
All right, have a good one.
You as well.